All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. It's Taco Tuesday. God forbid your taco go from 99 cents to $1.25. I really am. I'm going to do everything I can to save the cheap taco for you. Okay. I know. I know. You get mad when I do that, and I understand, and for good reason. You get upset with me, but you know me all too well. I'm not going to hold back from that because I get frustrated. I like a good taco. I like a good taco. Give me 5 tacos. Five. Give me 5 tacos. I like a good taco, but not at the expense of my country. All right, so moving right along. Diane, give me number 30. The Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. I'm really enjoying that, and I'm enjoying the messages. And we talk about Georgia for 1 hour every day at 10 o'clock. I have some updates on some things you will be interested in. The Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. This is the event for Fannin County Republican Party that we are highlighting, sponsoring, going to come see us. There you go. Everything there. So take that down. Now, we're going to continue. Put number 52 up for just a moment. Hi, Diane. How are you? I don't even know if I said good morning. So, I told you, I'm your host, BKP. Did I tell you that? Well, let me just say this, all right? For those that watch daily, and I appreciate you very much from sea to shining sea, from all over the country, from the World Wide Web. Thank you, Al Gore, right? Oh, God. I said, and you know it, I said Mexico may take military involvement, right? We know that. I've said that over and over. I said, Canada, we can make them go broke. Mexico, there could be the need for military involvement. I've always thought that the only way we're really going to solve the crisis on the southern border and stop China or the pushback is for military involvement with the cartels in Mexico. It's just going to have to happen. So you got to pay attention to this when Trump, there's a reason why he sent the military to the southern border. And it's not just to put out barbed wire. It's not. I promise you that. There's a reason Trump named the cartels terrorist organizations. Now, the very first thing and the number one thing, and Joe Biden and the rest of them, I mean, they should be in prison. I can't say that enough today. These people should be in prison, okay? The J6, we have room. Now that I think about it, we have room. We have open cells right there in D.C. Right there in D.C. We could put them in prison today. So the cartels, there's a reason why Trump immediately, the number one thing that Trump has to do and should do is protect you and I. That's what our military was set up for. Now, before I get pushed back, our first 13 states, and as states came into the union, all right, but our first states, the number one thing that we discussed is funding a military. So we didn't have 13 militaries. We didn't have 13. We funded a national military to protect us from foreign and domestic threats, our border. Now, for years, we thought, and this is what the mindset is, we thought that our national military was only to go to Europe and fight and protect their borders. We have a whole generation that thinks that the only reason our military is set up is to go do humanitarian missions around the world, build schools, power plants, and protect, Ukraine's border against Russia, or Europe against Germany and Russia and all of them fighting with each other, or whatever it may be. That's what we have. Total mindset is gone of protecting our borders, or it has been eroded to the point. Now, the American people don't feel that way. That's why Trump's president. I can give you 100 reasons why Trump got elected. And one of them is people starting to think, what about our border? So don't think that Trump named the cartels a terrorist organizations immediately. Now, he can take different military action against a terrorist organization, whether it be operating up here in Georgia, whether it be operating on the southern border in Texas, or operating in Mexico. So don't think that military's just going down there to put barbed wire up when this thing's done and over with. That's my opinion. Watch. Now, another thing we know is the cartels have been working with China. See, this is the reason Trump had to do this like on day one. On day one, cartels, terrorist organization. Send me 1,500 to the border, and I'm sending more. Deploy them immediately to the border. Sign an executive order that there's a national security threat on our southern border. He put everything in place. I don't want to see it, but we are right here of military engagement on the southern border, because you and I know that it's an invasion. Not some guy with a backpack that is innocently on a construction job this morning. We know there's been an invasion, and they've all gone, every one of them have moved throughout the United States, and they're working within their cartel network, regardless of what job they're on today. They may be working, but they got to work, and they got to go and pay back the cartel for getting them there. Now, moving right along, we know how much of our military equipment that Ukraine has sold on the black market. We know that. And we know on the black market that it's very possible that the cartel's sitting across the border with surface-to-air missiles. Very possible that they're sitting there with surface-to-air missiles. Now, they're not going to sit down there. They're not going to sit down there and have their business model disrupted. Our country funneled billions of dollars through NGOs that funneled through the border, that funneled into the cartel's pockets. The Chinese funneled enormous amount of money funding them. These are on the other side of that southern border is $1 billion+ operation, multi-billion dollar operation. The cartels moving the drugs, moving the people, moving the terrorists across the border, preparing the war on the other side, 50 miles on the other side of our border. Mexico does not have military bases. Cartels have military bases right on our border. So we know that they're sitting down there. They could have a dirty bomb. We know they're sitting down there. They could have surface-to-air missiles, rocket launchers. We know that these terrorists down there, thankfully Trump named them a terrorist group, they're ready to go to war at any time with us. Now, that being said, while they're talking about J6 pardons, right? Well, they're talking about J6 pardons. Give me, I had it here just a moment ago. Stay with me. I know I have it because I remember cropping it out. First of all, give me 32. This is the Venezuelan gang. We'll use that as a placeholder as we're looking. That's the Venezuelan gang. We're all there operating around the country, but God forbid. That's where they're, and here's what they're doing. Number 27. This lady, they came and got her husband. And she's crying. They're separating her family. Her and her daughter were in the house, and they knocked on the door. It took her husband. Okay. When this is, let's see. I don't know where it's at. I had it here just a minute ago. Here it is. Give me number 63, Diane. Sorry about that. Thank you. Immigrant families fear being separated by Trump's, So here you go. Cartel gunmen open fire on U.S. Border Patrol. So, cartel gunmen exchanged fire with U.S. Border Patrol agents on Monday while attempting to smuggle illegal migrants across the U.S.-Mexico border. The migrants were seeking to enter the U.S. via river located southern Texas there, with state officials later releasing drone footage that showed a group of men banishing firearms as they walked along the riverbank. The U.S. president returned to the White House last week and promptly signed a string of 21 executive orders designed to crack down on immigration. Immigration, that's the Telegraph, illegal. And they're not undocumented, they're illegal aliens. Such orders include the declaration of a national emergency at the border. Now, tasking the U.S. military with aiding security and sending 1,500 troops, we may send up to 10,000. Signing an executive order saying that the border is a national emergency gives Trump, the commander-in-chief, powers. Deeming the cartel as terrorist organizations gives the commander-in-chief with Pete Hegseth powers to defend our country against this invasion. There's powers. Now, the repatriating flights, is that what it's called? Sending your ass back home. How about that? We'll go with that. I have problems with the repatriating. I'm going to try it once I get my eyes on it. Give me, now this, I picked this up this morning. I'm watching for this. Number 73. U.S. military diverting aircraft flying over Mexican airspace. This comes as intelligence discovered that the Mexican cartels have threatened to shoot down military repatriation flights, sending their ass back home. My understanding, intelligence is saying that the cartels plan to shoot one of our planes, our military planes, out of the sky, taking these people back, crossing Mexico's airspace. Oh, but I forgot. If Trump puts 25% tariffs on things coming from Mexico, your damn tennis shoes will go up. I forgot. Yes, I forgot. Just saying. But if a dirty bomb goes off in Newark, New Jersey, a sanctuary city, we'll pick that. If it goes off there and it kills 10,000 people, as long as I can still get a 99-cent taco, I'm good. All right, so this is on my to-do list, number 57. Tucker Carlson. I will watch the Tucker Carlson Matt Taibbi. I did not get a chance to do it yesterday afternoon. This is of interest to where all of the Russian publications, U.S. blew up the Nord Stream and will provoke EU and NATO collapse. Journalist Carlson. This is a Matt Taibbi, Tucker Carlson conversation yesterday. It's all over the Russian media. Nothing in our media about it. And don't forget the Georgia Hour. Give me number 71. Brian Kemp. You thought Brian Kemp is on board? You think for 1 minute he's on board? No, no one should have received a pardon if they physically harmed law enforcement. No, Brian Kemp's not on board. Number 75, I really like this one. U.S. embassies can only fly an American flag. I like that one. And then let me give you one more before we go to break. I might as well do it now. No, I'll do it. Yeah, let's do it now. Number 51, Jim Acosta is gone from CNN. He's out. He's out at CNN, Jim Acosta. And we'll go over the hearings when we return. We'll do that in just a minute. Give me number 26. This is Pete Hegseth, Will, the Commander-in-Chief, and the new Secretary of Defense. I'm very proud that our men and women in the military, men and women, two genders, men will no longer be walking around in high heels so they could feel, what a woman feels when they have to walk in high heels. That's no joke. No longer will the DEI training in our military include our men showering with other men that think they're a woman. Or we're not going to require or allow men that think they're a woman to shower with our women in the military. So the crazy stuff is going to be wiped out. Ban transgenders, U.S. military executive orders. I just hope Richard Levine is no longer allowed to wear. I don't think they should be allowed to wear these military uniforms any longer. Ban transgender service members from serving. You're out. You are out. Get out. You're gone. Gut the military's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Reinstate service members who were discharged for refusing to get the COVID-19 vaccine with back pay. Now, I'm going to tell you, I told you when I started out this morning, I don't know. But I'm going to look you in the eye, right in the camera, and tell you, I do believe Donald J. Trump loves this country. I do believe he wants to turn the Titanic around. I do believe he wants to restore the republic for which it stands. I do. In his heart. Is he making some mistakes? Maybe. Maybe. But this right here, these executive orders, if you did not get the shot and you got discharged, you're reinstated. You're reinstated. I know men and women that are out of the military, out of these big cities, first responders. They got treated that way. You're back in with back pay. God bless America. Take a break. We'll be right back.